You see, most people want to be successful. They say they want to be great. But when it's time to sacrifice, when it's time to grind, when it's time to stay up late, get up early, lock in, shut out distractions and give it everything, they don't go into beast mode. They stay in basic mode. Beast mode doesn't mean doing what's comfortable. It means doing what's required. Beast mode is not just working hard when you feel like it. It's about showing up when you're tired. It's about moving forward when you're broke. It's about being disciplined when no one's watching. When you don't get the results, when you're not getting the applause, when you're not seeing success, you grind anyway. Why? Because the beast is hungry, and the beast does not stop until it eats. You gotta be obsessed. You gotta want this like your next breath. There's no such thing as kinda working in beast mode. You either want it 100% or you don't. Average effort gets you average life. Beast mode gets you legendary. This mindset is what separates winners from the rest. It's not about talent, it's not about luck, it's about will. It's about being willing to sacrifice what's good for what's great. It's about pushing through pain, ignoring opinion, and silencing doubt. You say you want success, then prove it. Sacrifice sleep, cut the excuses, kill the noise and wake up the beast inside you. Beast mode is not an act. It's not a weekend grind, it's a way of life. It's waking up every single day and saying, I'm not done yet. It's chasing better, chasing growth, chasing greatness, and not stopping until you get it. Because when the world says you can't, beast mode says, watch me. Beast mode is a mindset, not a mood. That simple truth separates the average from the exceptional. Most people wait until they feel good to do the work. They wait until they're motivated, until they've had their coffee, until the timing feels right. But those who operate in beast mode don't wait on emotions. They live by decisions. They made a decision to be great. And that decision doesn't expire when they're tired, stressed, or discouraged. Beast mode is about showing up every single day, regardless of how you feel. It's about locking in when your body says stop, when your mind says quit, when your surroundings say take it easy. The beast inside doesn't care about feelings. It cares about results. Emotions are unreliable. One day you're up, the next you're down. You feel inspired on Monday, but on Tuesday you're drained. That's the trap most people fall into. They work hard when they feel like it. They push themselves when conditions are favorable. They give effort when they're getting praise or seeing results. But what happens when the motivation fades? What happens when the applause stops? That's when the real difference is made. Beast mode isn't driven by the external. It's powered by internal commitment. The kind of commitment that doesn't fade in the face of difficulty, inconvenience, or discomfort. When you're in beast mode, you train your mind to override your mood. You learn to wake up and move even when your body wants to lay in bed. You learn to stay focused when everyone else is distracted. You discipline yourself to go harder, longer, and deeper than you ever thought possible, not because it feels good, but because it's what's necessary. The mindset says, I don't care how I feel. I care about the mission. That's the mindset champions live by. It's the mindset that produces legacy, not just success. It's the mindset that gets results when others give up. It's not about mood swings. It's about mindset control. This is why so many people stay stuck in average. They rely on mood, but mood is temporary. Motivation might get you started, but it will never carry you through the storm. Beast mode is your anchor when the storm hits. It's what makes you get up at 4 a.m. to study, train, hustle, or build, not because someone's watching, but because you made a promise to yourself. You told yourself you would be great. You told yourself you wouldn't quit this time, and you meant it. The mindset of a beast says, even if I'm exhausted, even if I'm overwhelmed, even if it hurts, I'm going to keep pushing, because I don't operate off mood, I operate off mission. That level of discipline scares people. It's uncomfortable, it's raw, it's intense, but it's also freeing. Because once you stop depending on how you feel, you start realizing how powerful you really are. You begin to see that your body can do far more than your mind lets on. You understand that your emotions are just whispers, and they don't own you. The beast inside listens to something deeper. Your why, your reason, your purpose. That's where the fuel comes from. Not from feeling good, but from being committed to something bigger than how you feel in a moment. There are going to be days when your energy is gone, when you're discouraged, when you feel like what you're doing isn't working. That's the test. That's the battlefield. And that's where beast mode wins. Because when others stop, you keep going. When others second guess, you double down. You don't look for permission. You don't wait for inspiration. You move with purpose because you know what's at stake. The life you want, the future you've dreamed of, the person you're becoming. That's what's at stake. You can't afford to treat your goals like hobbies. You can't afford to let your mood determine your movement. That's not how beasts move. Beast mode doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean you're never tired, never frustrated, or never doubtful. It means you don't let those things dictate your actions. You show up in spite of them. You execute regardless. You find a way to win on days when most would settle. You become relentless, not because it's easy, but because you refuse to let mood steal your progress. That's the difference. That's the edge. This mindset becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, it becomes who you are. You don't even think about whether or not you want to do the work. You just do it. Because you wired yourself to act beyond emotion. You've learned to master yourself. That's what separates the few who rise from the many who quit. The beast never asks, do I feel like it? The beast asks, what must be done? And then it does it. Over and over, day after day. Because success doesn't respond to feelings. It responds to grind. And beast mode lives in the grind. Pain is part of the process. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. They want greatness without struggle, results without effort, rewards without sacrifice, but it doesn't work that way. Anything worth having is going to cost you something, but it's going to stretch you, break you, humble you, and demand every ounce of your willpower. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the pathway. It's the fire that forges greatness. It's the pressure that shapes diamonds. Without it, you don't grow. Without it, you don't grow. Without it, you stay the same. And staying the same is the enemy of excellence. The problem is people run from pain. The moment things get hard, they pull back. They quit the workout. They stop chasing the dream. They go back to comfort. But comfort doesn't produce strength. Comfort doesn't make you elite. Comfort doesn't build legacies. Pain does. Pain sharpens you. Pain reveals what you're really made of. It strips away the excuses, the lies, the fluff, and it shows you the truth. It shows you whether you're committed or just interested, whether you're in it for the grind or just the glory. Beast mode understands that pain is necessary. It's not just expected, it's embraced. On the other side of that pain is power. On the other side of that struggle, strength. You don't get better by avoiding difficulty. You get better by leaning into it. Every tear, every drop of sweat, every sore muscle, every lonely night, it all counts. It all adds up. It's part of the process. It's the toll you pay on the road to greatness. Pain will test your discipline. It will test your focus. It will challenge your identity. You'll ask yourself, is this really worth it? You'll wonder if you have what it takes. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started. You have to dig deeper than the discomfort. You have to connect to the purpose behind the pain. Because pain without purpose will break you, but pain with purpose will build you. It will elevate you. It will take you places comfort never could. There are no shortcuts to success. There's no magic pill, no secret formula. There's only work, there's only effort, there's only endurance. And pain is the price of all of it. The most successful people in the world didn't avoid struggle. They went through it and they came out stronger on the other side. They failed, got rejected, were laughed at, told they weren't good enough. And they kept going. They kept showing up. They kept pushing through the pain because they knew what was on the other side was worth it. If you want to live in beast mode, you have to learn to use pain as fuel. When it hurts, you push harder. When it gets heavy, you carry more. When your legs want to give out, you keep moving because pain is not the end. It's not the finish line, it's the beginning of transformation. Pain wakes you up. Pain teaches you what comfort never could. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you patience. It teaches you hunger. Without pain, you don't develop that fire inside. You don't build the mindset it takes to succeed at the highest level. You have to rewire how you see pain. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Every challenge you face is preparing you for something bigger. Every time life knocks you down and you get back up, you're becoming someone more powerful. You're becoming a version of yourself that can handle the blessing, the opportunity, the stage, the pressure. If you can't handle the pain, you can't handle the promise. That's why the struggle matters. That's why the suffering has value. The pain is making you ready. Some people spend their whole lives avoiding pain. They don't take risks. They don't chase dreams. They don't put themselves out there. And because of that, they never become who they were meant to be. Don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people. Let the pain shape you. Let it teach you. Let it elevate you. You don't need an easy life. You need a meaningful one. And meaning is found through struggle, through hardship, through climbing mountains when your body is screaming for rest. That's where character is built. That's where champions are formed. So the next time you feel pain, physical, emotional, mental, don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't complain about it. Stand in it. Face it. Feel every ounce of it and let it push you forward. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're in the arena, that you're doing something that matters. Let it be a reminder that you're not like everybody else. Most people give up when it gets hard, but not you. Not the beast. The beast uses pain like fuel in a tank and keeps going. Because the beast knows that pain is not something to fear. It's something to respect. It's something to endure. And most importantly, it's something to overcome. Consistency beats talent. That's something most people don't want to admit because it sounds too simple. Everyone wants to believe that success is all about being born gifted, having the right connections, or getting lucky. But the truth is, those things might give you a head start, but they won't carry you to the finish line. What separates the good from the great, the average from the unstoppable, is consistency. It's the willingness to show up every single day and do the work. Not once, not sometimes, but all the time. That's the real secret. The grind is what makes the difference, and consistency is the heartbeat of that grind. People often overestimate what talent can do and underestimate what daily effort can accomplish. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you don't apply it, if you're not disciplined, if you don't show up when it's hard, your talent goes to waste. Talent without consistency is like a sports car with no fuel. It looks good, sounds good, but it's not going anywhere. On the other hand, someone with average skill, but an elite work ethic will pass that car every time. Why? Because they refuse to stop. They refuse to be outworked. They don't wait on inspiration. They move with intention. Consistency is where transformation happens. Anyone can do something well once. Anyone can have a good day. But the people who win big in life are the ones who can stay locked in long after the excitement fades. It's easy to go hard when everything is new. When you're fired up, when the vision is clear, when people are cheering you on. That's when most are at their best. But what happens when the lights go off? When the motivation dips, when no one is watching and progress is slow? That's when consistency steps in. That's when you either grow or give up. The ones who make it, they keep grinding. They keep showing up. They trust the process even when the process isn't glamorous. Success is not about one big moment. It's about thousands of small decisions repeated over time. It's choosing discipline over distraction. Doing the hard thing again, even when the results aren't immediate. Consistency builds habits, and habits build destiny. You become what you repeatedly do. If you want to be excellent, you have to practice excellence in the dark. When no one is clapping, when no one is validating you, when it's boring, uncomfortable, frustrating, that's when champions are made. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Too many people stop because they don't see quick results. They start strong, but when the progress is slow, when the pain sets in, they give up. But consistency doesn't care about how fast it's going. It just keeps moving. Day by day, inch by inch. It's not about hype. It's about heart. It's about commitment. That's the grind. That's what turns potential into power. Not one great day, not one big break, but thousands of reps over and over again. Talent might get you noticed, but consistency is what earns respect. The people at the top, they weren't the most gifted. They were the most disciplined. They didn't skip the steps. They didn't let failure stop them. They stayed consistent when it wasn't popular. They showed up when they were tired, broke, ignored, and doubted because they knew that doing something every single day with focus, with purpose, with passion, with compound, and eventually all that work will become impossible to ignore. The world loves talent, but talent can't compete with someone who refuses to quit. The consistent person will outlast. outwork, and outperform the talented person every time if one gets lazy or distracted. Consistency is about making a choice to honor your goals, not your mood. It's about staying faithful to the vision, even when the path is unclear. It's about being the kind of person who says, I don't just want it, I'm willing to work for it every single day. And it's not just about showing up for the big stuff. It's about the little things. Waking up early, practicing your craft, taking care of your health, saying no to shortcuts, saying yes to discipline day in and day out, even when no one sees it, even when it feels small. Because those small things stack up. They become the foundation for the big breakthroughs. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you build. And once you have momentum, you become unstoppable. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be the one who keeps going, who keeps improving, who keeps working. Consistency is the difference maker. It's what makes average people great. It's what turns dreams into reality. It's what brings beast mode to life. Not through hype, not through emotion, but through steady, relentless execution. Because in the end, consistency will take you places that talent never could. Silence the noise. That's the challenge in a world that never stops talking. Everywhere you turn, someone has an opinion about what you should be doing, how you should be living, what success should look like for you. There's noise from social media, noise from the news, noise from your peer, your family, your doubts, your fear. It's constant. And if you're not intentional, that noise will drown out your purpose. It will distract you from your goals. It will make you second guess your instincts and delay your progress. That's why stepping into beast mode requires one powerful decision: to block out the noise and lock in on your mission. Noise doesn't just come from the outside. It comes from the inside too. Your own thoughts can be loud. The ones that say, you're not good enough, or what if you fail? Or what will people think? That internal chatter can be more dangerous than any critic because it sounds like you. It speaks in your voice, using your doubts, your insecurity, your fears. But just because it's loud doesn't mean it's true. Beast mode means learning to separate facts from fiction. It means identifying that voice and choosing not to listen. Because you don't owe your attention to every thought that passes through your mind. You owe your focus to the vision you're chasing. Focus is everything. Without it, even the most talented individual will get lost. You can have all the drive in the world, but if your attention is scattered, your energy is wasted. That's what noise does. It scatters you. It pulls you in 1,000 different directions, each one leading further away from your true path. The greats aren't distracted by what's trending, what's popular, or what others expect. They're obsessed with what they're building. They don't move based on what people are saying. They move based on what they've committed to. That's the difference. That's what it means to silence the noise. When you're trying to do something great, not everyone will understand. You'll be criticized, misunderstood, underestimated. That's okay. That's part of the journey. The goal isn't to convince people. The goal is to stay consistent in your work. Let your results speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your growth speak. You don't need to argue with doubters. You need to outwork them. You don't need to match their volume. You need to match your vision with relentless execution. When you're focused on leveling up, the opinions of others become background noise. Distractions aren't always obvious. Sometimes they show up as opportunities that look good on the surface, but pull you away from your purpose. Sometimes they show up as comfort, as a need for validation, as a temptation to compare yourself to someone else's timeline. All that is noise. And every time you engage with it, you lose energy. You lose clarity. You slow down. Beast mode isn't just about physical intensity. It's about mental discipline. It's about having the strength to tune out anything that doesn't align with your goals. To silence the noise, you have to build a different kind of focus. You have to create routines that ground you, environments that support you, habits that protect your peace. You have to choose what gets your attention and what doesn't. Not every notification deserves a response. Not every voice deserves your ear. You have to train yourself to become deaf to doubt and blind to distractions. That's how you stay in the zone. That's how you protect your grind. You also have to be careful who you listen to. Not everyone speaking into your life is qualified. Some people talk from fear, not wisdom. From jealousy, not love. From their limitations, not your possibilities. If you let the wrong voices in, you'll start to shrink. You'll start to play small. You'll begin to think that maybe you're aiming too high. But beast mode doesn't shrink. It expands. It pushes past limitations. It ignores the voices saying, be realistic, and answers only to the one that says, be relentless. That voice is often quiet. It's the whisper of your purpose. You have to silence the noise to hear it clear. Staying focused in a loud world isn't easy, but it's necessary. The more noise you block out, the more power you build within. You start to hear yourself think. You start to reconnect with your own voice, your own goals, your own vision. And when you're locked in on that, nothing can stop you. Distractions lose their pull. Critics lose their impact. You become immune to outside pressure because your inside drive is so strong. That's the power of silence. That's the power of focus. You don't have to respond to every challenge, react to every emotion, or prove yourself to every doubt. Beast mode is full throttle, no excuses. It's not halfway, it's not conditional. It's not based on whether the weather is good or if your schedule was clear or if the circumstances are ideal. It's all in every day, regardless of what's going on. It's a decision to live at a level of intensity and commitment that most people will never touch because they're too busy making excuses. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is not ability, it's accountability. People in beast mode don't wait for permission. They don't look for shortcuts. They don't blame anyone or anything for their situation. They take full ownership of their life and their results. No excuses means no room for complaining, no space for blame, no tolerance for anything less than your best. When you live in beast mode, you realize that nobody owes you anything. The world doesn't care about your background, your story, your challenges, or your pain. You gotta show up and make something happen anyway. Life is hard for everyone in different ways. But the people who dominate are the ones who take what they've got and go to war with it. No matter how little or how much they start with, they find a way to win. They don't make excuses for why they can't. They find reasons why they must. That's what full throttle looks like. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about creating momentum through relentless action. Excuses are easy. Anyone can find a reason not to show up. It's raining. You're tired. You didn't sleep well. Your friends are going out. You're sore. You're busy. You're busy. Those are all real things, but in beast mode, they're not allowed to stop you. You don't negotiate with excuses. You override them. You remind yourself of the standard you set. You made a decision to be great. Not when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. That's what separates commitment from convenience. Beast mode doesn't care about how you feel. It only cares about what must be done. When you operate at full throttle, you stop playing with your potential. You stop dabbling in discipline. You go all in every single time. No backup plan, no plan B, no safety net. You stop treating your goals like wishes and start treating them like non-negotiable requirements. You show up to the gym even when your body says no. You study when your brain is fried. You work when others are resting. Not because you're better than them, but because your hunger is bigger. Your reason is deeper. Your mission is too important to allow laziness or distraction to interfere. Going full throttle means saying yes to the hard things and no to the easy way out. It means showing up when nobody claps for you. It means doing the work in silence, without recognition, without rewards, with nothing but your inner fire keeping you going. You grind because it's who you are, not because you're getting attention for it. You don't chase applause. You chase results. You chase results. And you understand that the results are on the other side of relentless, consistent effort. No days off from the mindset. No breaks from the mission. That's beast mode. People think full throttle means burning out, but it doesn't. It means being smart about how you use your time, your energy, and your effort. It means maximizing every opportunity and refusing to waste your days on meaningless distractions. You learn how to rest, but never quit. You know how to recharge, but never retreat. You understand balance doesn't mean softness. It means strategic recovery, so you can come back stronger. But even in your recovery, your mind is still locked in. Even when you slow down, you don't let excuses creep in. You stay in control. The no excuses mindset will cost you comfort. It will cost you popularity. It will cost you relationships with people who don't understand your level of commitment. But that's the price of greatness. You don't get both comfort and growth. You have to pick. And when you choose beast mode, you're choosing growth, progress, pain, sacrifice, and ultimately power. You're choosing to be uncommon in a world that settles for average. You're choosing to live by standards, not feelings. You're choosing to be the type of person who does what needs to be done, no matter what. Every time you push through an excuse, you get stronger. Every time you take ownership, you get more control over your life. And that control is what makes you dangerous. That control is what separates you from the crowd. Most people are owned by their excuses. They believe the lies their mind tells them. But not you. You made a choice to step into your full power. And once you made that choice, there's no turning back. You can't unsee your potential. You can't unfeel that fire. You either go all in or you step aside and let someone else pass you by. Beast mode isn't hype. It's not just a slogan or a moment of inspiration. It's a decision, a discipline.